I'm glad you said that because I wanted to take a quick vote before we go any further.
Yeah.
Who thinks Trump has it in the bag and it's game over?
No chance.
Just me? Oh, you're wrong.
I need a less Kyle, I need a less confident option. Like if you said who thinks Trump is more likely to win, I might have raised my hand.
Invincible.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not
invincible. All right, so let me just lay the case out really quickly. His base is incredibly galvanized right now. They are pumped. I wasn't joking. It's the RNC. Everybody's like, the hand of God came down and changed the future for you. Don't take it for granted. And they're saying, and they're wearing bandages on their fucking ears. Okay, the right is going to vote. The left's vote is an anti-Trump vote, not a pro-Biden vote. And all Biden has done for months is diminish at that and chip away at that. And if this is all taking place within the bubble of this inflation that my generation has never experienced before, that we didn't know could happen. You're watching the money, your dollar bills are literally like turning to powder in your hands when you're paying for $8 bacon. It's crazy. They made fun of Trump for talking about expensive bacon. He was like, I can't even afford it anymore. No more. I told him no more bacon. And they're like, Trump rambles about bacon during unhinged remarks in Iowa. I can't imagine First of all, my opinion is that Joe Biden is going to stay in the race. He's going to be the nominee. So I'm operating under that. The fact that y'all aren't, I guess.
Then your prediction might be in trouble because Joe Biden is the most popular president in American history.
Yeah.
According to Jill Biden,
600 million people
and his lawyer.
I want to hear from somebody. He turned out more black people than Obama either time.
Not this time. Trump is going to have record numbers with minorities, with black voters, with brown voters, with especially from the Muslim community that don't like quote unquote genocide Joe. And even if those people don't come out, hold their nose and vote Trump, they're certainly not going to come out and have a pro-Biden vote because that guy's facilitating the genocide of their people as far as their perspective goes. So you can't get them to even think about voting for this guy. And I think that that's going to go far and wide. I don't think that Trump's going to win New York, like some people are saying that he's going to contest New York and stuff like that. I think he's going to win New Hampshire, though. I think it's going to be a shitstorm. I think it's going to be 310 to 320 electoral votes for Trump.
$10 bet on New Hampshire. It goes blue. You say it goes red?
I mean, that would be a smart bet for you. I don't say it goes red.
That's why I'm proposing it.
Have you looked? By the way, Trump's ahead in the registered voter polls there, the most recent ones. Like
it doesn't matter. You haven't considered the 3 a.m. voter.
All 10 million of them.
I thought we were moving on to this.
We are moving on. It was a quick aside.
It's fun.
Right now,
I'm so glad that I'm the one who is going to be seen as the visionary when people look back on this episode. They'll see me surrounded but undeterred. That I couldn't be. There's this social experiment where they put 8 guys in a room and 7 of them are actors and one of them is the actual participant. And in order, they asked them, are these lines the same length? And they're not. It's different length lines. And all 7 in a row say, yes, same. Yes, same. They ignore reality. And 35% of the time, the 8th guy will say, yeah, fuck my reality. I'm with y'all. But if you have just one person in that chain of 7 to disagree, it drops down to 5%. Suddenly, this person's willing to hop on somebody else's ship because they can see that island in the sea, in this void of
and I love it.
Come on, boys. The island's safe. Okay, it's warm. Trump's got this locked up. Go to every single swing state. Use whatever polling you want. I prefer registered voters because those are the guys who are up for it. Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, New Hampshire, Georgia, Florida, Ohio. Virginia's not that far out of reach. Biden's, of course, leading Virginia by 2 or 3, but it's going to be one of those too close to call, folks. The state of Virginia, it's going to be neck and neck.
And also down ballot races are obviously super important.
More important than the presidency.
The best, we'll say just as important, but the best the Democrats can do in the Senate is 50-50. The West Virginia seat is fucking gone. And so it's down to Ohio and
the Rust Belt
and
Michigan,
Montana.
Minnesota.
No. The only two Senate races right now that are truly competitive are Ohio and Montana. And if the Democrats can win, Democrats, the rest of the country are overperforming Biden, like by 8 to 12 points. It's crazy how much they're over polling from him. But if Democrats can hold those two states, then they can keep it 50-50. But
that won't matter because Trump will be president. And he'll have the VP will have the vote.
Well, that's why they want. That's why Pelosi and them want Biden to step aside, is because they're seriously worried about him dragging down ballot candidates, which is obviously real concern. He's been trending in the wrong direction since the debate.
It's why I say Joe Biden is a bigger threat to democracy than Donald Trump ever could be. By this arrogant fucking nonsense that he's pulling right now. Like I'm Big Boy Joe and I know better than all of you and anyone. 65% of my party polled right now thinks that I should drop out. 65% of my party, and yet no, I'm in there. He's sick right now with COVID somewhere, and he still sees a way out.
Kyle, I want to pierce this balloon. I need a chance to reply. After the RNC, John McCain was leading. After the RNC, Mitt Romney was leading. After the DNC, Hillary Clinton was leading. The fact that you are having a good time right now at this moment where everything is going Trump's way, and he's leading by what nationally? 2%, 3%? That's not a lot. This contest is still on.
We don't do a popular vote, and Donald Trump just took a bullet to the head.
So another thing to consider.
And Joe's in bed. Joe's in bed. Donald got shot in the head. That's what happened this week.
I don't interfere with your Republican on Republican violence. I blame your video games and your culture. I think the guy maybe played Rust. He was a roof camper. That's my theory on this whole thing, but it had nothing to do with us.
So another thing to consider too,
he donated to get out the vote for Vote Blue,
and it's not even an argument. Another thing that is true is like, I don't think you should ignore the polls, and I especially don't think you should ignore trends. Like there's a lot of like insanely pro Biden Twitter accounts that are just full on copium. They only point to the polls that have him up like +1 and ignore all the rest that have him down like 5 or 6.
Pennsylvania.
I think it is fair to point out though that number one, the polls in Michigan, Wisconsin, and Pennsylvania are within the margin of error. And if Biden can win all 3 of those, he does win the presidency, assuming he stays in, which he won't. And number two, the polls have been underselling Democrats since the Dobbs decision. There was a red wave predicted in 2022. The most projections had Republicans winning anywhere between a 25 and a 35 seat majority, if I recall correctly. That didn't pan out. We've seen Democrats overperforming in special elections, not just in specific enclaves of the country, but all over the country. I don't think you should hang your hat on that and ignore the trends, but I think there is some reason to be dubious in this spot.
I
want to get a count real quick. Kyle is the only one who thinks Joe is going to still be the guy.
Staying in.
And I think he's going to stay in.
You think he's going to stay?
Yeah.
I think he's going to be forced out. And Hutch, Woody, you both think Biden's going to be forced out?
Kamala?
He's gone. Yeah, and Kamala will probably.
I think it won't be Biden.
I think
low confidence.
Yeah. Didn't he
You're
openly
run an
say,
Indian
like,
lady against a guy with an Indian wife? As
I'm hoping
second?
it's Whitmore, but
those cancel out.
That's crazy.
That cancels
out.
out.
If you're Whitmer, would you say yes? I mean, I feel like if you're Whitmer, or if you're Newsom, or if you're Buttigieg or whatever, and you have these larger aspirations for the
please
presidency,
run Buttigieg.
Why would you not wait until 2028? I mean, it's just so risky to because if you swing once and miss, it's really difficult to come back from that.
I follow a lot of sports, and one of the major points of winning the championship is getting to the championship. And I feel like they're offering her a seat at the finals. You say no to that? Against Trump? Trump sucks. The only person Trump can beat in an election is Hillary Clinton so far.
They're not going
Trump lost to Biden hiding in the basement while Trump went out there and lost the election on himself. People are like, I can't believe Biden got 81 million votes. Biden got like 1 million votes. And then there were 80 million against Trump.
Yes.
So then why would Biden drop out then if they're just voting against Trump?
Because 2 out of 3 Democratic voters want him gone, including a plurality of black voters. It's like and independent voters, it's like 70% want him gone. It's just all.
So it wasn't about Trump.
Wait, what? When?
You asked
What?
why
The
they want
first
him
time,
gone.
the election you stole, that wasn't just voting against
That's not what
Trump.
he said.
That wasn't, yeah,
election
because
that
if
Biden-
it doesn't
the
matter
election-
who he's running
the election-
against, they're just going to vote against him again, right?
The election
so what
that
does it
Biden,
matter?
The election that Biden won was not enthusiasm for Biden. He has never had a cult of personality like Obama or Clinton or JFK or whatever. He was
Trump.
seen as this like, or Trump,
yeah.
to that for that matter. It was people were way more engaged with politics because they were spending way more time indoors and spending way more time on social media. And there was a huge influx of voters that were disgusted with Trump. That's what happened. So he's just like, it's just not gonna, it's not the same. It's a totally different dynamic now, which is why he needs, in my opinion, he needs to step aside.
I think it was well put.
Well, he also needs to step aside, not just because of the polling, because he's a senile old man and he has been for years. And it's wild to see the pivot from the media, who just until a week ago was calling people conspiracy theorists for pointing out that this guy can't find his way up an airplane flight of stairs, and he's walking around with Mr. Fucking Burns hands. And then suddenly it's like the media says one thing about it, and everyone's like, "Oh, okay, we've been given permission to talk about this." Yeah, he's the senile old man. We got to get him out.
Who here thinks Biden has a degenerative neural disorder of some kind, a Parkinson's-esque thing?
100%.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
okay.
Obvious.
You don't, Hutch.
I have not seen evidence. I mean, I'm not a Parkinson's expert. I mean, he's a 81-year-old man, and for all intents and purposes, he's aging like a normal 81-year-old man. The problem is, there's a lot of people like Taylor that think he's literally senile. Whatever. I mean, my opinion aside, there's just a lot of people that think that, and a lot of people have concerns that he can't serve a second term. And
my grandparents are about 81. And they are not senile, and so they don't behave like Biden does. They can hold conversations with you. They don't get randomly angry when it gets to be nighttime. They don't get sundowning, which is a sign of dementia, where they become irritable and extremely tired. Like I think Woody was talking about a Parkinson's expert who finally, got on the news, and they were like, "Hey, it's okay to notice this now." And he's like, "Oh, okay, good. Yeah, this guy has fucking Parkinson's."
I saw about a 10-minute video from a Parkinson's expert, so now I am also a Parkinson's expert.
Same.
Doctor.
And Woody saw that video, and so now I am a Parkinson's expert.
Doctor.
Yeah.
But no, actually, I could send you the video, Hutch. It was incredibly influential on me. I know, right? But if you saw it, I think you'd be like, "Oh, this guy."
I'm open-minded to stuff. I'm not a neurological expert, and I've been around somebody in close proximity who had full-on dementia. It looked nothing like this. I mean, just nothing like it. So but I also have a friend who works in hospice, and he says he sees Parkinson's all the time, and he says when he looks at Biden, he thinks Parkinson's. So I'm open. I'm just like
one of the things this guy talked about was not just the mental stuff, which is what we're focused on in this conversation, the physical stuff.
His physical gait,
the way that he shuffles, the way that he walks without swinging his hands, the way that he turns. If I were to ask you, that's actually true. If I were to say, "Hey, Hutch," you'd probably turn your upper body and look at me quickly. If I said, "Hey, Joe," he'd pivot his whole body and shift towards me.
Yeah.
And one of the things he said, I don't know why it hit me so hard, is he's like, "I could diagnose this guy from across the mall." Now, I am an expert in swimming. If I see a guy take 2 strokes, I can tell you his level of swim competence and experience. And I had this experience where I had a plantar fasciitis. It's a problem with my foot. I went to an orthopedic surgeon. He had me walk like 3 strides, and he could see what was up. Like, he instantly understood. I thought my gait was fairly normal, but to him, it stuck out like a sore thumb. So to see a subject matter expert look at how this guy moves and say it couldn't be more obvious, I was like, "Oh, damn."
Well, he is clearly diminished.
A Democrat.
Substantially since 2020. I mean, if you want to blow your mind even more, go back to 2012 debate with Paul Ryan. It's just he did not stutter at all. He was very cogent.
Yeah,
and
I thought Paul Ryan won that when I watched it, and I may have been really biased at the time, but I was like incensed that they had given it to Joe Biden. I was like, "What are you talking about?" I don't even remember the substance of it.